Here in Columbia, Missouri for NRA's Bianchi Cup. Lucky enough to talk to some of the competitors, and one of the celebrity competitors is Marshall Teague. How are you, Marshall?
Outstanding. Yourself?
I'm doing very well. Now listen, you are one of my favorite bad guys. You were the guy in Roadhouse who Patrick Swayze tore out your throat and kicked you into the water. How did that feel?
Cold. Cold. The water was about 42 degrees.
Was it really?
Yeah, and
Where did you film that movie, by the way?
that was actually shot up in Fresno,
Okay.
and also in the San Fernando Valley over in San Gabriel Valley, and that's where the Double Deuce was built.
Double Deuce.
Double Deuce.
I thought, watching the movie a million times, I thought that he ripped your heart out, but I looked on Wikipedia and it says he ripped your throat out, so I was confused.
That's why my voice is like this. They did that. It's the passing of, recently Patrick passed, and it was a great loss to me, but I celebrate his life because he was, we had never met before we did that.
Okay.
And we didn't speak before we did the fight. And that was done this third week into the fight. Never spoke a word, not a hello, anything, until the night of the fight. We met for the first time, and that was getting hit. And it was like, wow, I've got a friend here the rest of my life. And we were. From that point on, after we threw the first licks, and he said, you like this stuff, don't you? I said, no, I love this stuff. He said, what do you say we don't cheat the people for a change? Let's rock and roll and leave the faces alone because we've got 2 months of shooting, but let's bring some realism. And we did, and it was just one of those things that became magic.
It's definitely one of the most violent, I would say, movie fights. I mean, it looks like you're really beating the hell out of each other.
We did. We did. And there were different things. I mean, he hit me. I broke a log on his ribs. He kicked me. Just different things. But throughout that, even though we were packed in ice every night, black and blue, it was just magic, and we had a great time and had a great friend.
That's great. I can imagine all the stories you have. How much? Every time that movie's always on. It seems like it's always on somewhere. You still getting checks for that? I would imagine.
Yeah, I got 12 cents last week. Now it plays all over the world, many different mediums, and you do get a check, but the one thing that you get out of it is people that still watch it and want to watch it and enjoy it, and that is the greatest payment you can get from anyone.
I mean, it's a cult movie at this point.
It is. No, most definitely, it's a cult movie. I mean, it's my understanding that it shows in some place in the world on some channel every single day. I get Germany, all over the world, but they come back and they'll point at you and they say, "I hated you," and I say, thank you.
Exactly. That's the best compliment you can get. All right, so let's move from the world of Hollywood to the world of guns. How did you get involved in competitive shooting?
Well, I actually, as a child, I mean, my father, like many parents at the time, took their kids out, and it was a matter of, you hunt, we're going to eat, if you're going to hunt, you eat what you hunt, and it taught me safety, taught me to appreciate nature. He taught me to appreciate what the good Lord put out there for us, and I have shot basically all my life. I've been a member of the NRA for, gosh, I don't know, I guess 30-something years. It's a great organization, and it's one of the organizations that puts it out there, puts their money where their mouth is. They have, you want to learn something? It's a college. Yeah. You can go in there, you can get any bit of information you can. There are people all over the nation that are a plethora. It's literally like walking into the Encyclopedia Britannica and saying of what can we understand about movements, the law, everything else. It's all there for you. And they just put it out there. All you have to do is ask.
Now you're a Hollywood veteran now. Why do you think that Hollywood is so against the NRA? Most of Hollywood, like the Sean Penns of the world, do you see more of Hollywood that's for the NRA? Do you talk to people more supporting of Second Amendment rights, or is Hollywood just a lost cause?
I don't want to say that Hollywood is a lost cause, because I know that there are many people in Hollywood that understand the importance of not only the Constitution but the Bill of Rights and what that means. Hollywood is a liberal medium, and that's fine. I mean, you have the right to believe any way you want to, but there are more people in Hollywood than you would think that do understand and do shoot. Shoot competitively and compete and understand it and own them, and you would be surprised. I can't give away their names because
that's fine.
But you would actually be surprised. But there are always going to be those that for some reason, if you have something, they want to take it away from you, and they want to tell you can't have it. And if you don't like it and you want to work in this town, you will do it our way or you won't. I'm not going to change. I mean, I'm retired Navy. I'm a former deputy sheriff. I have competitively shot. I've carried it for real, and it's something that I enjoy. My wife and I have been doing it together. She had never fired a gun. Never fired a gun before we got married. And now she comes up and says, you want to go? You want to shoot? Let's go. Come on, bring it. You know, so she's a lovely lady, she's sweet as she can be, and shoots like a house of fire. Yeah. But not only that, she's safe. She understands safety. And that, you know, first thing about it, if you're going to own that responsibility, when you place that hand around the grip, you've taken on a tremendous responsibility, you know, legal and moral. So you have to understand that. And it's a responsibility. And you have to, if everyone that should go and understand, even if you don't want to even pick up one, your kids should learn about them, because if you're in a home or a household where, say for instance, someone that has not been trained, a child or something, picks up or finds their dad's gun, if the child understands the ramifications or what a weapon can do, they know to get out of the house, go tell their parents. Their parents will call over here, say, put the weapon away, keep safe, we don't want anybody getting hurt, or they'll tell them, put it away. Right. So again, education, you know, first and foremost.
Well, thank you for your service to our country, by the way. I didn't know you were a veteran, so thank you. This event, the Bianchi Cup, Columbia, Missouri, what is it like to be here?
It's going to school. You know, I met Mark Wills the other night, and for the first time in my life, and in 5 minutes I felt like he'd been my brother, he was my first cousin, you know, and, you know, I can't sing, but this guy sings like, you know, whatever, but, you know, he can't act.
But he can act, right?
He can't act, so we're even, you know. But the one thing I came here to see, because I've never shot this event before, I'm first time here shooting this event, and you're with the best in the world. So I'm standing there with my mouth open going, whoa, you know, I can't, but it is such a great, it's such a great event. I mean, Tom Hughes he's such an animal when it comes to putting this together.
Tom's the guy who puts together this whole event.
Works for the NRA and puts this event together. He passionately works his rear end off to put it together, to bring people together, to compete. And I mean, you've got so many people with guns, and everybody's helping everybody else. They're congenial, teaching, talking, laughing, learning, and I have not met one person when they see my mouth open like that and say, what is your problem and how can I help you and what do you want to learn? Everybody steps up to bat, and it's because of the hard work the NRA has done and the people that are there and these great competitors. I mean, these incredible competitors that are there. So I couldn't carry their bags, so I just spend a lot of the day carrying their bags. So it's great. You know, I love it.
Very cool. Marshall Teague, one of the greatest movie bad guys of all time. Jimmy in Roadhouse. Yeah. Sorry about your untimely passing in that movie.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. They fixed it up. See that? Look at that. He did a great job. You know.
Good as new. Thank you, Marshall.
God bless you. Thank you.